Okay, camera should be recording now. Hopefully my phone is still streaming. Put my PFD back on. Hopefully it'll keep the phone in place. Hopefully y'all can see. I don't know how well that's going to work. Maybe I should do that. That way the phone don't get blocked. Okay. Just out here on the Black Creek, put in at Brooklyn, Mississippi. And here in a couple weeks, I plan on doing some camping along the banks of the Black Creek. They call it a creek, but I'm sorry, in all of my travels, anything this size is not a creek, it's a river. I'm trying to figure out why someone stuck that piece of driftwood up in the air like that, but hopefully y'all can see. Maybe that'll do better. Water's up right now, very high. We've had a lot of rain. But I was going to come out and just play around Moody's Landing, but down at Moody's Landing the water was moving a little bit faster than I had anticipated, since we have had so much rain lately. So I decided to call Black Creek Canoe and Kayak Rental in Brooklyn, Mississippi. If y'all want, look them up on YouTube or just on the internet. They've got a couple nice little videos of the services they have and such as that. Like with me, I've got my own kayak, so I just parked my truck down at Moody's Landing, paid $20 for them to come down there, pick up me and my kayak and gear, and then cart me back up to Brooklyn, Mississippi, where I could put in and float all the way back down to Moody's Landing. Basically today I'm just out here on a nice little float, kind of scouting out where I might want to camp when I come up in a couple weeks. I plan to come up here, be on the river for 3 days and 2 nights, and camp along the river. So, and when I do that, I will record video. Like I say, I hope the live stream's still working. I don't know what kind of cell phone coverage I've got out here on the river, so, you know, kind of potluck whether it works or not. I know the other night when I tested it at the house, I had good coverage, but, you know, that's at the house and not out here on the river. Now there's a nice sandbar there. Sandbar, gravel bar, whatever you want to call it. You got a log sticking out up here. Got to kind of maneuver around. Got me a new paddle. The paddle that came with this kayak was really a crappy paddle. The paddles themselves were very flimsy. the construction of the paddle wasn't good, and it was way too short for this kayak, because this kayak's 32 inches wide and I'm 6 foot tall, so I needed a paddle that was at least minimum of 250 centimeters. I went with the 260 just to give myself that extra room. I'm not banging up against the kayak on every paddle. Got some shallow water here. You can see the bottom, probably about, well, maybe 10 to 12 inches deep right here where I'm at. For the moment, you can see the bottom. Looks like a lot of trees have come down recently with all the rain and thunderstorms that we got. I do have to make it to Moody's Landing by at least, I'm going to say 4 o'clock, so I can get back in time to pick up Amber from work. But the way the river's flowing today, I don't see that being a problem. Choices. Do I go around them? Do I go in between them? I think I'll go to the left. The left looks like it's pretty clear. Of course, in between looks pretty good too. People leaving trash and whatnot along the river. That kind of irritates me. Now that's a nice sandbar there. Got shade. Shade trees. Set up a campfire on it. Like I say, I hope my phone is still streaming, but I don't know what kind of coverage I've got. So if I'm streaming, I'm streaming. If I'm not, I'll at least fill up my video cards on my GoPro. Let's see. Oh, this is interesting. Got all kinds of logs sticking out here. Yeah, come on, baby. Boop. Nothing to it. It just made things a little bit more interesting, that's all. Stuck the wrong paddle in the water and went the wrong direction. But that's okay. You learn from your mistakes. I know one thing, I don't want to get tangled up with those tree trunks. Someone putting in over there. No, they're actually camping. Got a kayak down on the sand, a tent set up. That's cool. Good for them for getting out in nature on this fine Easter Sunday. Here comes our first bridge. Get me a drink of soda. Just kind of letting the kayak float along right now. I did mess up when I put my kayak in. I got my right foot wet. I stepped in the water. Such a shame, right? I wasn't planning on getting wet today, but I got my foot in the water. But that ain't no big deal. I ain't afraid of no water. The river here has really slowed down, but up there in front of us looks a little bit more interesting. Sorry, I keep hitting the camera. God damn. Don't want to go sideways. What the hell we got here along stuck in the tree? I can't tell what that is. Maybe a tarp, maybe? Yeah, I think it's a tarp. Probably someone put it up as for their camp, and the wind probably took it or something and blew it in the river. There comes a boat up the river. What the hell? Probably should have come out here tomorrow. When there wouldn't be too many people out, but such is life. Right now, just cruising along, but You know how that goes. Might be putting in for some bass fishing here in a little while. Yep, take care. Well, I'll say this much. The guy was courteous. He slowed his boat down to where there wouldn't be no wake for me to deal with. So that's a good thing. I appreciate that. As long as we've got good, courteous boaters, then I don't really have any problem with them. Just kind of surprised me to see a boat coming up this river with as shallow as it is, like right here again, probably in about a foot of water maybe. If I go over there more to the right, it'll be deeper. I imagine right here is usually a pretty good sandbar when the river's not so high, but right now it's a little bit up. You know, I think it's time for me to have a cigarette. After I adjust my course. And come on, don't get caught fishing pole. There we go. About the only thing I've done to this kayak so far. I was gonna bring my fishing crate, but I decided today is more about just floating down the river, scouting it out, and whatnot. But I've got a fishing crate that sits behind the seat here, and I have also put some connections on the boat for connecting bungee straps too, for when I go camping I can bungee strap down my tent and my dry bags with food and whatnot. So hopefully where are you going? Downriver is this way. It's a little breezy out here in the open, but not too bad. Yeah. Go over here to the right some, so I don't have to deal with these trees. Taking the main channel. Yeah, I will say one thing. This is good exercise. For me anyways, with my bad back out here. It really is. What I might do tonight or tomorrow, I don't know if I'm going to have the kayak in the water tomorrow, but I probably will Tuesday. Because I've got a couple things I need to do. With it being Monday and first week of the month. But either tonight or tomorrow night, I will take this recording that I'm making right now put it up on DLive along with YouTube, and then kind of chat and whatnot while the video plays. Where is, check my, I don't know what my GPS is doing. I think my GPS is on crack. It tells me I'm 137 miles away from my waypoint. And I don't think I'm going to kayak 137 miles today. Bit of water running off there. You know one thing, once I get back to the truck and get back to civilization, stop somewhere and get me something to eat while I drive home. Because I didn't bring no lunch or anything with me. And I was going to stop in Wiggins. And get me a 6-pack of soda or something, but I didn't do it. I stopped and forgot all about getting any drinks. Next sandbar I come to, I'll stop and open me another soda, take a few minutes, open another pack of cigarettes, have a cigarette. That looks like a likely spot where I can sit for a minute. Where's the clip at? There it is. There we go. dry bag here. I got my wallet, cigarettes and what in. Not only does it roll the top of it, but it also has 3 different Ziplocs. Like I said, I got my wallet and keys in there. Taking do one zip. Two. All 3 are zip tied, or not zip tied, but zip locked, and just fold the top over it after you roll it. Nice little dry bag. I'm going to put that right here. Put that empty can back there on the back. Because I'm one of those people that when you come out, nature, the only thing you leave behind are footprints. I don't like to leave a mess for somebody else to clean up at some point, or to just mess up the riverbank. I always take my trash with me. Put that on the back. Another soda. I guess I was lucky when I stopped there at the office, because they haven't stocked up yet. Yeah. Lighter, making like a blowtorch in the wind, but they hadn't really stocked up yet. Either that or they had people down here during spring break. And they had 4 Diet Cokes in the refrigerator. They had some Sprite, and then some bottles of water. And I bought 3 of the 4 Diet Cokes, so go figure. Kind of sucks being a diabetic sometimes. You gotta hope that everyone has diet sodas. But it is what it is. I do like that a lot of the soda companies now, especially Dr. Pepper, they're making the 0 sugar sodas. And Dr. Pepper not only has regular Dr. Pepper, but they have a cherry vanilla. They've got a cherry, and I think it's a 0 sugar cream soda, but I don't do cream soda, so I don't really pay attention to all that. Damn it. Just about dropped ashes in my soda. That would have been terrible. But I did try to stream today. I'm going to play with that more. See what streaming service I want to use with the phone. I can't remember whether it's Prism or Restream that I can stream to both my YouTube and my DLive, because I don't want to leave my DLive people out. That's where I've got most of my followers. My YouTube, I only have 81. But all these videos that I make when I come out here, I'm going to put on the YouTube channel. That way the videos stay there forever, you know. Real shallow here. I want to get over here in this flow, because if I stay to the right, I'll definitely bottom out, and I don't want to bottom out. Because I don't want to walk in the water to pull my kayak around. Don't want to go in that little eddy over there. I want to turn the corner. I don't want to go into that log. Funny how these down branches that stick up out of the water move around with the flow of the river. Almost makes it look like they're alive, bouncing around. I hear an engine. I don't know if it's a boat. Doesn't sound like a boat. Almost sounds like a tractor. Which it possibly could be. It is getting to be planting season. Hopefully that wind's not blowing in the camera microphone. I don't have any fancy camera or anything like that. Like I said before, I'm a simple man. Give me a basic camera, as long as it works, I'm good to go. So beautiful out here. Quiet. Whee! It's gonna spin me around backwards. And there's a view of where I come from. And there's where I'm going. Damn. Damn it. Little inlet over there, off to the left. Damn it. Damn it. That sandbar there is under the water. but I don't think it's much of a sandbar even when the water's low. But you could camp in that little clearing up there. That wouldn't be bad. And you can tell people have kind of made a trail up there. I don't know why it always wants to turn me sideways. This seat I put in, that's the main modification that I've done to the boat. I put this stadium seat in rather than the standard seat. And so far, it's performing very well. I'd like to find a way to attach it a little better, I guess I'll say. Because right now I've got it held on with bungee cords. But it's doing the job. The river's kind of slowed down. Still not a cloud in the sky. The sky is just nice and blue. No rain today is a good thing. I mean, I know there's got to be days where it rains, but I can't stand. Like, we just come out of a week and a half, nothing but rain every day, overcast, cloudy. And I mean, I realize that's part of living on the Gulf Coast with the humidity that comes up off the Gulf, but you know, you also want stretches of good weather too, to where you can get out and do things. I'm just hoping that the 3 days that I'm planning on going camping, that the weather cooperates. Okay, recording. Okay, we should be good to go recording wise. I ain't gonna worry about the phone right now. Put that empty cigarette pack behind me. Have another cigarette, or a light one at least, while I'm here. Ow. Wind's not blocking me, or when the wind is blocked from me. God damn. Bottom was soft there. Check and see what time it was. $11:47. Not as late as I figured. I figured it was 12 or after. Back out here in the main channel of flowing water. So nice out here, except for whatever's buzzing around my damn head. I don't know if it's a bee or a horsefly or big tree trunk. Like to get a good group of friends together, come down here. Kayak down this river. Not too far from the house. That wouldn't be a bad campsite there, except I don't know that I'd have enough room for my tents. I've got a 4-person tent, and then I bought a 1-man tent. Got a really good deal on the 1-man tent, or at least it'll be a good deal if it keeps the rain off of you and don't leak like a sieve. But there are ways of sealing them up if they do leak, but I'd rather not have to go that route. Right now, that's all I can do is budget stuff. Maybe one day I'll get a collection of stuff. Or maybe I can get a sponsor that would send me stuff. I doubt that'll ever happen. Unless I start putting out some more really interesting content. And I don't know that that'll happen because I'm not that exciting of a guy. But I do like to get outdoors. Do things, go camping. My wife don't really understand it, but her idea of camping is camping in a travel trailer or a motorhome. I mean, that's nice. I grew up camping that way. Because my dad always had an RV. But, you know, sometimes the simple things can be the best. I'm a, you know, Q Leonard Skinner, I'm a simple man. I think the river might have slowed down just a hair. Not by much, but just a hair. You know, looking at the flow from the shore and looking at the flow when you're actually on it is a big difference. Had to make sure my pole and my pole holder didn't get caught up in that tree limb hanging down. But, you know, like I say, this ain't gonna be a real fishing trip because I'm more scouting the river and just enjoying my church on Easter Sunday. I mean, you know, a lot of people think you have to go to a building to be close to God. Me, it's when I'm out in the outdoors, nobody else around. That's my church. I don't have to have someone telling me what I need to believe and everything. I believe in God and redemption and everything, but I don't need to be preached to, you know what I mean? If that makes any sense. Not as many sandbars as what I'd like. But I'll make do. I can make do with what I've got, that's for sure. Dang it. just a beautiful day. Temperatures right around 70, I would imagine. That's the forecasted high for today anyways. It's supposed to be 0% chance of rain, and by looking at the sky, there's not a cloud in the sky. Just a beautiful day to be out on the river. Nothing better. Only thing that could make it better is if I had my tent with me and a 6-pack of beer. But since I got to pick up my kid when she gets off work at 7 o'clock tonight, it is what it is. Just like I might go out for a day or so camping on Deer Island right across from Biloxi. Ooh, this looks kind of interesting. Definitely gonna be interesting. My fishing pole sticking up in the air. Over a log, over the river and through the woods. Yeah, wasn't nothing to it. Just turn it in the right direction and go. I just wish there was alligators in here. It'd make life a little bit more interesting. Wind's blowing a little bit. I hope it's not. I hope the camera's not picking up the wind sound. Hopefully she's still in record mode. I'd like to basically record the whole trip. He's the guy at the rental place that I got the shuttle from. He said the way the river's flowing right now, if you're not doing too many stops or anything, you can do it in about 3 hours. God damn it. My arm might be a little bit tired because I keep hitting the side of the kayak. But, you know, it is what it is. I will say, what the in the world's in that tree? Looks like a seat. Chair of some kind. I will say I'll give a big shout out to Luke from the Outdoor Gear Review. I chatted with him a little bit in some emails, basically to get a recommendation on a one-person tent that I can use kayak camping. He's a big backpacker and camper. Every now and then he'll do a kayak camp, but he mainly does hiking, and he's one of these guys that I don't quite understand because he likes to go out and camp in blizzards. And my ass don't do cold weather no more. You know, which I gotta hand it to him. I mean, he does it all the time. So I mean, he's very experienced at what he does, and he gives totally impartial reviews of camping gear and hiking gear. Just about any kind of outdoor gear that you can think of, besides, you know, fishing poles and whatnot. There's plenty of guys out there on YouTube that do fishing gear reviews and whatnot, and Luke doesn't have sponsorships from these camping equipment suppliers, these outfitters. Most of the stuff he's got that he's accumulated over the years has been bought by him personally. And I chatted with him, and I asked him how much it would cost to get a sticker from him so I could put it on my kayak here, the Gator Bait. And he was like, you know what, just give me your address. He says, I'll send you one. And I found out that after that, looking at his regular website, he charges $5 for the stickers. So he kind of gave me a gift of a $5 sticker. And now I'm just waiting for it so I can put her on the Gator Bait here. It's going to be one of them things where I'm going to accumulate some decals and whatnot on my kayak. I've already got a Kayak Bass Fishing Club sticker on there, and got the sticker from the company that made my scupper plugs, because I didn't go the cheap route, you know, making them myself with foam golf balls. I actually bought scupper holes that were designed for this kayak. Some things I'll go the cheap route on, other things I don't mess around with. And when it comes to, you know, plugging up your boat, I'm going to go with the quality. You know, I might cheap out on fishing gear and stuff like that, because basically I can't afford the more expensive stuff, but there's certain things I just don't skimp on. Kind of like my computer processors. I don't have the latest and greatest, but I do have an Intel i9 processor. I did recently build a computer for a friend that's got the i5 chip in it, and I'll tell you what, for a budget chip, the i5 is a screamer. Now, a lot of people like AMD right now. I'm not an AMD guy. I've stuck with Intel the whole time. Intel's never failed me. My wife's computer that she has in her little office, it's got an AMD chip in it. And I don't know what kind of memory she's got in it, but that thing is more of a boat anchor than a computer. Certain web pages, it takes forever to load. And I'm not sure if that's the processor or the RAM, And I'm not even sure if that computer's got a video card in it, but I think I'm going to take my daughter's old computer that I've got in my office and give it to the wife so she can have a computer that can actually load web pages. And then I might take that damn HP. I might take it and monkey around with it and see about getting a different motherboard and building one AMD system to just monkey around with and learn. I say, back when I first started with computers, of course they were pre-built, but I had several AMDs back in the day, but then I got hooked on Intel processors and been an Intel guy ever since. And right now the AMD does have some chips that can beat the Intels. But I'm still an Intel person. They're damn reliable. You don't have to worry about what kind of memory you put in it. It runs all kinds of RAM. Whereas AMD is very picky about the RAM. Only certain brands really work with AMD. And AMD needs to get that solved before I'll switch to AMD. They get it to where I can use whatever memory I want to use, then I might try them. But until then, be going a little bit faster if that wind wasn't blowing right in my face. River's still trying to take me one way. I'm in an eddy. Get up the main channel a little bit more. Get that good flow rolling.